Morning, everyone, and welcome to the Ankerstar Wealth Market Update. I'm your host, Allison Ankerstar, and today we'll be talking about the crazy market reversal yesterday, the increase in cybersecurity stocks, and the rebound in cryptocurrencies. But before we begin, as a reminder, this is a financial education presentation and should not be construed as personal financial advice. Full disclaimer information is available at ankerstarwealth.com. Good morning, Steve. The entire market reversed yesterday after starting deep in the red to finishing in the green. The Nasdaq ended up over 3%. What do you make of that?
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Allison. Crazy market move yesterday. As you can tell here in the far right-hand side there below our pictures, you can see that big green bar. So again, what you're seeing here is, if you remember yesterday morning, it opened all the way down here based off of the weekend news of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And then it powered all the way back up, basically going green all day long with one little blip in there while, the powers that be are speaking. But you can see heavy volume. A lot of people bought this dip. We did break through the bottom of the resistance that I talked about yesterday, which generally isn't a good thing, but the technicals are so oversold right now that I think it was a good buying opportunity for people. I bought yesterday morning and then kind of laid off as everything went crazy going into the afternoon. But yeah, crazy as in a good way, crazy and straight up. So same sort of things. If you were looking, if you're looking to buy, I think now is a great time to buy. I was optimistic back here 2 days ago. I proved to be early. So it sold off from there, and then now it's kind of bouncing. But when you look at the long picture here, hey, there's the opening bell. When you look at the long-term picture here, you really do see this big sell-off, and that it is a nice time to enter the market. However, if you're spooked and you don't like what you see, then certainly now's a good off ramp to be able to reposition your portfolio if you haven't done that yet. Switching over to what the futures look like. Well, the market just opened, so the futures have been in the green. So let's give this a refresh right here. And you can see that market opened up just barely in the green across the board. So we'll see if that holds. But overall, I think things are looking good again.
Also, cybersecurity stocks were on fire yesterday. Is this a good theme to invest in?
Well, I've liked cybersecurity for a long time. And this is how I invest in the cybersecurity theme, is with through this particular ETF. But there's lots of ways you can go through. Palo Alto is probably the best of breed. You have Mandiant out there, which is the old FireEye. You can CrowdStrike was on with Jim Cramer last night. So there's lots of different firms out there. I tend to, when I think of cybersecurity, want to buy the whole thing. And that's where you would use a thematic ETF, which is, an index fund that holds several of the cybersecurity firms inside of it. So that way you're not really spending all your time trying to pick out the favorite. And then, of course, if you're wrong and the other one, you picked the wrong horse in the space, if you will, then you're going to be upset that you missed out on all the gains. So why not just take the group as a whole? So this is the one I use, cybersecurity ETF. It's selling off a little bit today. If you kind of look at a 3-month, here was that big gain yesterday, that big move up. It kind of double bottomed here at 45 or so, and now it's on the way back up. When you think of the attacks that Russia is doing, or allegedly doing, I think, I'm not sure we have proof yet. In around the world, we had the pipeline issue about a year ago, it seems. There's just cybersecurity is one of those themes that seems like it's going to be here forever, right? We used to call it in the military the old mouse and mousetrap. Well, the mouse is the enemy trying to come up with new and innovative ways to attack, and then the mousetrap is the defense. Well, here cybersecurity is, that growing defense, if you will, to protect against further cyber attacks. So I think it belongs in a portfolio for almost everybody. So I like it really across the board. And in summary, I really like using an index fund over an individual stock in this space.
Last, cryptocurrency looked like they finally bottomed yesterday. Should people have crypto in their portfolio?
Well, let's switch over to the crypto tab. If you don't follow crypto, this is CNBC.com. There's always a particular crypto tab. And then when you click on that, you can click on any of the individuals, the major coins up front. So clicking on Bitcoin alone, up a little bit today, but really kind of bouncing off of, let's go with like a 3-month. That's probably a better chart. So you have a pretty good entry point here as far as where it's been recently. Certainly, here's how I view crypto in a portfolio. If you believe in the long-term thesis of it, you should have some. If you think it's a bunch if it's a fad, if it's going away, that sort of thing, or it's just a bunch of crap, then don't invest in it, right? You need to be confident in your investments at all times. If you're something in your portfolio that's making you mad or you don't believe in, then don't have it in there. Right? Life's too short to have something you don't believe in. So that being said, when you look at the cryptos, I like Bitcoin first. The particulars of Bitcoin that I like is it's a finite supply, can't be manipulated. There's only going to be 21 million coins. It's mined by halving function. So it's kind of each year you go half the distance to the door. If you remember the old math problem, you'll never actually get to the door. Well, same thing with Bitcoin. It's on a halving function. So the last Bitcoin will be mined at some point in the future, significantly in the future. But for the most part, most of it's been mined. And anytime you have any product that is in finite supply, people who own it really don't sell it very often. And a lot of people still want it. That just means the price is going to go up over time. Everybody was screaming at the end of 2021 that Bitcoin was going to 100,000. Obviously, it did not. It peaked close to or around 60,000, and it's come back in pretty significantly from there. So when you look at this, though, again, just like everything else is out there, it's like, gosh, pretty good entry point. So it belongs in your portfolio if you believe in cryptocurrencies. Crypto are kind of anti-government, if you will, because they're anti-fiat currencies. So if you realize even the dollar, the most amazing, strongest currency in the world, is still subject to government manipulation. And we've seen some of that. $4 trillion of money printing in the past, year and a half, something like that. And our national debt, there's a lot of things that make you question. And I'm not trying to say, our democracy is gonna implode anytime soon. But I will say that there are certain things that are concerning with money, in particular, and government's ability to properly manage things, if you will. And that's not a political spear to one side or the other, just saying in general. I think we are trending away from a calm, cool, collected government to more of an extreme government on both sides. And who knows what happens in the midterms followed by the general election in 24. It could get even crazier. People are like, nope, this is as crazy as it will get. And I'll say, haha, watch and see, right? So we'll see. But if you believe in Bitcoin, or the other cryptocurrencies, even if it's all the way down to, some of the cryptos that have the 0.000007, of a cent. If that's your thing, if you believe, then you can put up to 10% in your portfolio. So treat it like gold, up to 10% if you believe. So in summary, own it if you believe it, but don't own it if you don't believe in the long-term viability of it.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions. Please submit your questions as a comment through social media or directly to our email at vipservices@ankerstarwealth.com. That's all we have for today's show. I'm Allison Ankerstar, and we'll see you back here Monday.